Okay, folks, back at the Dobbin House project, and there's the house, 95 Steinwehr Avenue, that will be moved. We have one beam in under the house, see there, and we have one more to go, and here it goes. We're up on the porch of the Dobbin House as we view this. This beam doesn't have as thick of a house as the other one to go under, so they had to build a lot of cribbing where this beam is going to fit on. Here you can zoom in on it, and you'll notice the little yellow piece at the top. That's a roller. So once they set the beam down onto that roller, it just rolls right along into a hole that you can't see from here, but it goes right through the house. That's a 50-foot beam. If you think this is neat, folks, you have to come back tomorrow. We'll be doing more live shots. And it will be of about 6 beams that will go north and south. And we'll be putting them in from this side of the Dobbin House parking lot. And they will go through the house. They have about 4 holes made into the foundation, but they still have 2 more that they'll have to put in. And so now the little skidster will lift up that beam. Putting the cribbing on it to get it exactly the right height, and just as they measured and measured and measured again and leveled to make sure that it would be just right with the height of the house, but also with the height of this other beam, so that they're exactly the same. So when they move the house, it will be just a straight. They said that they moved one house, and they've moved hundreds, but there was one where the owner put a glass of wine on the kitchen counter before they moved the house. And he put it in a stem goblet. After the move was over, he went into the house, into the kitchen, and the goblet was still sitting there on the kitchen counter. Never spilled. And yes, are we moving the house? Yes, we sure are. The house will be moved, and I can show you where it's going to go from up here. Okay, so we tore down a cement block garage and you can see where this truck is parked on a cement slab. That cement slab will come up, and a basement will be built in that position, and that house will be moved back to there. So it's not going far, just from Steinwehr Avenue back to Washington Street. And then we will have a open space at this location, and there we're going to have some really awesome things that we are planning to put into our little Dobbin House Park. So we'll have more about that a little bit later. It takes a while because they have cribbing set up that they spent most of the afternoon building inside the basement of the house, and this beam will sit down on that cribbing, which is just pieces of wood that crisscross each other. And once these 2 beams are down, then the other 6 beams that will be put into place tomorrow will be placed on top of these 2 beams. Then they will remove the rest of the foundation stone, which again will be reused once the house is moved. That stone will go back in place there, as well as the stone in the basement. All of it will be saved and will be used in our little park. We hope to have the park completed by August 26th. And how did we choose that date? Well, on August 26th of 1776, Reverend Dobbin was having a synod meeting here in Gettysburg, and ministers from surrounding states all came. And while they were all here, they came to the Dobbin House to consecrate Reverend Dobbin's house that he had just built. Again, this is 1776. They had just built, and the Dobbins had just moved in. They were probably moving into the house while the Declaration of Independence was being written and adopted by the Second Continental Congress. So, on August 26th of 2026, 250 years to the day, we are going to have a reenactment of that consecration. And we're planning it right now. It's going to be something to see with reenactors, and we even have a Reverend Dobbin reenactor who will be coming. I can scan over here to the Dobbin House parking lot, and there's our courtyard bar, which is not open today because it's Monday. It will be open on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, weather permitting, during the spring. So people are asking, when are they moving the house? We don't know exactly what specific day it's going to be going, but we do think that weather permitting, everything goes according to plan, it will be the first week of May. So we will definitely let you know, because it's definitely going to be something to see. The house movers will come here 3 different times. This is the first time where they just put the beams underneath the house, and then they leave. And then starting next week, we will take this slab of cement up and we will begin to dig the basement, and we will put in like pillars, foundation holders for the house. Then the house movers return to actually move the house onto the pillars, the new foundation. And then they leave again. So while the house is on these pillars, they actually finish the basement of the house with cement floor and cement walls and the heating and plumbing and all the things that infrastructure that will be used down in the basement. Then the house movers will return for the third time, and then they lower the house onto the new foundation. And then all we have to do is fill in the around the new house, new location, and put the cement, the stone blocks up, and the house is pretty much in place at that point. Later, not this year, it's a little busy this year, but starting in 2027, we will restore the house. It unfortunately endured a flood a few years ago from a tenant that was on the third floor, and we had to have a restoration company come in and drill holes all through the walls, because the water ran from third floor down to the second floor, down to the first floor, down to the basement. Luckily, the woodwork in the house was restored, and it was very good. So this house, we don't know exactly who built it, but we know that it was built in the 1880s. So it is a beautiful Victorian house, and that's why we didn't want to hurt it. We just are going to move it to the back. Well, I'm not sure why they have stopped. They're probably redoing the cribbing on the inside of the house to make sure that it's good and level. Oh, and we'll have to show you, we found some really neat things during the digging just today. We found some other times too down in the basement. So at some point we will have a video and pictures of all the fun things that we found down in the house. We don't know how much the land had been disturbed, ever since the house was built. But it definitely was, different. If you thinking about the Battle of Gettysburg, it would have just been a yard at that time, and then it would have been changed quite a bit as they built all these houses and infrastructure along the Steinway Avenue and Washington Street. Okay, well, we'll come back in a little bit. Bye.